Wow, I feel absolutely honored to be speaking after two incredible, amazing speakers. Thank you so much. So we all here speaking about this, what sometimes can feel like the elusive concept of wellness. And I want to ask you a question. What if true lasting wellness wasn't something that we all felt like we had to chase? What if that true wellness wasn't found in a gym membership, in an amazing spa day, or in our morning green juice? What if true wellness, the kind that truly fills you up, lifts you higher, and brings you lasting joy, could be unlocked by changing or shifting just one small thing in your day? Maybe, and I consider it myself, wellness isn't about what we take in, but maybe true wellness is about what we give out. We wake up, each of us, every morning with two realities. We wake up, our physical being, our physical body, which we know is finite, it's physical, it craves comfort, and we know that our physical bodies are limited. For most of us, our physical bodies tire. We need to sleep, and we need to rejuvenate and rest at night, some more than others. But we know even for us as women, when we go, we hit a brick wall. Our bodies need a vacation. Our souls, on the other hand, are infinite, absolutely boundless, and are fueled by purpose. And as women, we instinctively and intrinsically know this. We already live our lives by giving. We're giving constantly to our families, our kids, our friends, and our communities. It's woven into the very fabric of our being as women. So maybe the challenge for us in this pursuit of wellness is not giving more, but it's to pause and actually give with intention. To recognize that in every act of giving, we're actually not just filling others, but we're actually taking a moment to fuel our own souls. The Hebrew word for love is ahava, the root of which is hav, which means to give. Love isn't something ephemeral and ethereal and this nice, touchy-feeling thing. It's in the action. It's in the physical doing. And as women, we live this. We do it. We know that for most of us, our love language, whether we even consciously know it or not, is acts of service. That's how we show up for our families. We do and we give. The Torah gives us an even more beautiful and deeper insight into this with the incredible palindrome, v'natanu. A palindrome, remember, is a word that can be read the same way, both forwards and backwards. V'natanu, and they shall give. Because when we give, giving isn't a one-way street. It always comes back to us. The act of giving isn't transactional in its nature, but it's actually transformational. Chassidus teaches us that our souls are likened to a flame, constantly reaching upward like a flame, yearning for something more. A flame, by its very nature, gives light. And when one candle lights another, we know that its brightness doesn't fade, it only spreads. This is the absolute essence of giving. When we give, we don't lose, we grow. We don't become depleted, we expand. The world around us seems to want us to buy into this narrative that giving drains us. We constantly hearing we need to focus on self-care, self-actualization, self-preservation. And I'm not saying that that doesn't have its space, because of course it does. But when we give in a responsible manner and putting the appropriate boundaries in place, we don't lose, we grow. We don't become depleted, but we absolutely expand. When we light another person's soul, our own soul burns even brighter. We taught that when we give, it's not just an act of chesed, but it's bringing something restorative about in this world. It's actually bringing about justice. What we have, our time, our talents and resources, are entrusted to us to bring light into the world. And here's a profound truth. The giver is not about the receiver. In fact, it's the recipient who gives the giver the greatest gift of all, which is being able to fulfill her purpose. I'm going to say that again because when I first learned that and I first heard it, it unlocked something in me. So it's the recipient who gives the giver the greatest gift of all, which is the opportunity to fulfill our own purpose. At Yad Aaron and Michael, which as you heard, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, it's the Jewish Food Fund, where we are responsible for feeding over 750 families weekly with fresh food produce, and we are able to witness this truth in action every single day. Through the food that we distribute, we see that we don't just nourish bodies, but we nourish souls. We get to see how the relatively simple act of giving transforms lives, heals hearts, and creates a ripple effect that we're hoping can last through generations and break cycles of dependency. So what possibly is our mission? And I'll ask you because we're all trying to search for it, to seek it out. But maybe our mission as women is not to chase our own light, but to ignite the light in others. Real wellness doesn't come from what we have, but from what we are able to give. And not because we have to, and not because we should, but it's because of who we are. Giving isn't something outside of us, it's what fuels us, it lights us up. So maybe the question that we need to ask in the pursuit of our own wellness isn't, what do I need, but who needs me? Because when we give, not just from our hand, but truly from our hearts, something shifts on a world level, but also deeply within ourselves. And maybe for each of us, that's the secret. When we think we're giving, in the end, it's actually us who are receiving. Thank you.